Welcome back to The Explainer. I am so incredibly excited to dig into today's topic with you all, because today we're looking at a moment that absolutely shook the combat sports world. We are talking about WrestleMania 42. But, we aren't just looking at this as a fight or some massive spectacle. We're going to really analyze the specific physical strategies used by both athletes in what basically became a fascinating, high-stakes tactical chess match played by absolute giants. We are breaking down the legendary clash between Brock Lesnar and Obafemi.
Here is the roadmap for today's analysis. 1. The tale of the tape. 2. The pure power stalemate. 3. Lesnar's veteran tactical pivot. 4. Surviving the F5. And finally, 5. A changing of the guard.
Section 1. The tale of the tape.
Okay, let's jump right into the baseline comparison here. On one side, you have Brock Lesnar, the conqueror. He comes into this matchup with 25 years of top-tier fight experience. I mean, this is the guy who famously ended The Undertaker's undefeated WrestleMania streak. He's the ultimate veteran. And against him? Obafemi from Lagos, Nigeria. He steps into the ring at a staggering 310 pounds, packing an elite athletic pedigree as a former SEC collegiate track and field shot put champion. So we're looking at this really classic contrast. Decades of battle-tested veteran cunning versus just unprecedented raw athletic power.
And we absolutely cannot ignore the environment where this tactical clash took place. 50,000. That is the number of fans who are out there screaming and chanting the young Nigerian rookie's name. Try to imagine the immense, suffocating pressure of stepping onto the grandest stage of them all for your very first WrestleMania, against the most decorated combat athlete on Earth, with 50,000 people expecting you to deliver. That psychological weight is just staggering.
Section 2. The pure power stalemate. So the opening bell rings, and the first few moments completely rewrite the script. Usually, Lesnar initiates a collar and elbow tie-up and basically just bullies his opponent with pure overwhelming size. And he tried exactly that. He drove Femi into the corner, delivered these heavy shoulders to the gut, threw consecutive clotheslines, but Femi didn't budge. He absorbed the tactics, maintained this totally unyielding stance, shouted right back in Lesnar's face, and actually knocked the veteran to the mat. The shock in Lesnar's eyes was palpable. His primary weapon was entirely neutralized right out of the gate. Which brings us to a really brilliant piece of ringside analysis that perfectly captured the vibe of the match. Color commentator Wade Barrett noted, he's got 25 years in the fight game. This cannot just be about pure power. He needs to dig deep and do something cunning. That quote, that is the exact pivot point of the match. Lesnar realized in real time that he was physically outmatched, which is an equation that simply does not compute for him. He couldn't afford to let Femi build any more confidence. He had to change his entire strategy on the fly.
Section 3. Lesnar's veteran tactical pivot.
And this brilliantly illustrates how a master tactician dissects an opponent. Lesnar immediately abandoned the pure power battle. Step 1. He found an opening and drove Femi spine first into the ring post. Why? To damage the rookie's core and completely eliminate his base. Step 2. He then rammed Femi's shoulder directly into the steel steps. This was a highly calculated move to weaken Femi's lifting arm, effectively stripping away his throwing power. And step 3. With Femi physically compromised and favoring that elbow, Lesnar initiated his signature sequential release German suplexes. This wasn't just about inflicting damage, it was about violently disorienting the rookie. He took him straight to Suplex City.
But Lesnar's pivot wasn't just about high-impact throws. He also utilized incredible veteran mobility. He didn't just stand still and let Femi recover. Instead, the big man stayed light on his feet, delivering running uppercuts to Femi in the corner. He kept the pressure constant. He just refused to let the injured rookie catch his breath or reset his stance. It was an absolute masterclass in exploiting an opponent's compromised state.
Section 4. Surviving the F5. Now, Femi's counter strategy under all this intense pressure was practically miraculous. First, he just absorbed the veteran's tactical strikes. He weathered the storm. And when he found even a micro-opening, he fired back with sharp elbows just to survive. But the defining moment of the whole match came when Lesnar finally hoisted Femi up and delivered his nuclear option, the F5. Guys, this move has literally ended the careers of legends. Yet, Femi popped right back up to his feet. Lesnar was in utter disbelief. Before the veteran could even process what was happening, Femi executed a massive strong slam, immediately followed by his devastating finisher, the fall from grace, and secured the pinfall.
Section 5. A changing of the guard.
It's just a stark, unbelievable contrast. Brock Lesnar, the man who dominated Hall of Famers like Kurt Angle, Goldberg, and Roman Reigns, laid out completely unmoving in the center of the ring. Meanwhile, Obafemi, this young rookie, makes his way up the ramp, having just written his ticket to the very top of the industry right off the bat. It was a literal representation of a generational shift happening right before our eyes.
And as Femi exited, something truly special happened. Tens of thousands of fans inside the stadium rose to their feet for a massive post-match standing ovation. The sheer volume of the "Thank you, Lesnar" and "Thank you, Brock" chants echoing through that arena was just a profound display of respect. The crowd recognized the legacy, the effort, and the incredible tactical performance the veteran put on even in defeat.
Which leaves us with this final thought for today's explainer. We saw Lesnar lose his primary weapon of pure power, forcing him to rely entirely on his tactical mind. We saw Femi absorb a masterclass in veteran strategy and respond with pure disruptive will. So ask yourself, in any high-stakes arena, when your primary strength is entirely neutralized, how do you pivot? And, when the dust settles, can raw, disruptive talent ultimately unseat decades of established veteran experience? It's a fascinating question, and this match gave us an unforgettable answer. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.